I'm gonna take off my wig. I'm gonna take off everything, guys, because I want to have a serious show tonight, guys. Hi, Travesa, ¿cómo estás? So let's wait a little bit for some of you all to tune in, guys. It's a different show than what we normally do, and I want to talk about addictions. I want to talk about addictions. Today, I received a phone call by an anonymous caller, guys, and we had a very great conversations. We talked a little bit about how a person could overcome their addictions, how difficult it could be. Tonight, this individual would like to share her living testimony. And everybody has heard my story. And some of you all might have a friend, a sister, a son, someone going through an addiction, a brother, a parent. Not only does it affect the person doing the drug, but it affects the entire family. This person is an anonymous caller, took the time to call me today, and we had great conversation for about an hour. And she is a diva. She is a diva, guys. And I would like to take the time to share this with everyone. I would like to give her the opportunity to come on board and for us to hear her story, guys. I know some of us have gone through different addictions in life. Maybe some of you all were addicted to alcohol, to cocaine, to meth, to sex. Even sex is an addiction. And even food could be considered an addiction when you overeat, guys. So tonight I decided to do something different. And I decided to allow this person to come on board to share her story. A lot of people need to understand that we come here with different backgrounds. We're not all the same. Some of us come with, with silver platters. Some of us works at migrants. Some of them had a dysfunctional household, a single parent household. Some of them, a father raised you, a mother raised you, a grandma raised you. And some of you might be still living with an open wound in life and still be hurting. And so tonight, I want this person to share her story with us. I did send her the number to the show, and she decided to come on board and talk to us. I don't know if she got the notification, mm, but I was wondering, but who is this cut? It is a silent viewer. It is anonymous, guys. It is anonymous, and we're gonna respect her, or and leave it like that. Hello, hello. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing okay.
Hello, hello. Well, this is my show that I have here, and we have 83 people right now. Normally, we have more people and stuff like that as the show gets more interesting and stuff like that. But you and I, we talked earlier, and we talked about sharing your living testimony with everyone, and we talked about how difficult it could be in life, verdad? And some of us might have struggles or might continue to struggle in life as you have become yourself a recovered drug addict, verdad? And whatever else you've gone
Yeah.
through life, what testimony would you like to share with us?
Well, there's actually not just one, but um m- I have many.
Right,
Um, I at one point drugs consumed me to my very core, where I would wake up and I needed my fix,
right,
and I mean I would do anything to get my fix, and I was just so consumed in that where I lost all connection to those around me. And it took me going to prison for a second time to me to establish and learn myself all over again.
right.
And just it was hard, the everyday life that I was living, and going through what I went through. I was I was kidnapped and raped. I was kidnapped and raped, and I held everything inside from my family to protect them. and I overdosed, and I was in this horrible accident. And I remember questioning God and asking Him, why has He taken me yet when I'm just suffering? But I was making myself suffer. I was prolonging my suffering. He kept calling me, and I just wouldn't listen. Because I'm a very stubborn person, and it's my way or no way. I had to. He took me out of the world and into when you're behind walls, behind fences, and you have nothing of the world. You all you have is a Bible, and you're trying to fill your that hole in your chest that just continues to hurt you.
You and I, we talked about having this open wound in life, and we talked about finding closure in life, without trying to heal from these open
Hmm.
wounds and taking it a day at a time. I know it's difficult and sometimes it's a struggle, but you gotta find yourself. And you gotta learn how to love yourself as a person, verdad? Before you say, I love my children, I love my friends, I love my family, it's learning how to love yourself. And by you consuming drugs, by you doing what you were doing, you were destroying your own body. So that tells me
Hmm.
you didn't love yourself. Now that you're living your life now as a clean person, as a new person, and rebuilding your foundation, you're learning how to love yourself, and you're learning how to love others. And I applaud you for calling in the show, and I applaud you for sharing your living testimony with us. What else would you like to share with us?
Um, like I just feel like, you know, when I had a prison mom, and I kept glorifying the drug. I kept glorifying the lifestyle, and everything about it. I was just glorifying it. But I wanted change. I wanted better. So she told me, and nothing changes if nothing changes. And she told me that within 6 months of being incarcerated, I was there for 2 years, and it kept sitting and festering. And I was just like, what does that mean? How does, like, if nothing changes, nothing changes? So I'm just there, and I keep glorifying the drug until this one day I just said, I can't do this. I'm tired of going in circles. I'm tired of going in circles. Like, I was I was addicted to multiple things, multiple drugs, and I used them in every shape and form that they came in. And it's, you have to want the change in order to change.
Correct.
And you have I didn't fear anything when I was outside. I didn't fear death because I escaped it. I didn't fear anything. And that scared me, that I didn't have fear of anything. And now I can honestly say that I'm okay with being afraid, because when you're afraid, you want to succeed. You want better for yourself. You know, I I kept this hidden from my family so I wouldn't hurt them. But all it did was make me hurt myself by not allowing them to be there for me.
Right. So you created a boundary between you and your family, and that right there caused a lot of hurt in you. You distanced yourself from your family. You were continuing to hurt yourself instead of opening up with them because you felt there was going to be some reproach from them, not accepting it, not believing you because of the life condition you were living, verdad? And
Hmm.
and now if things are changing in your life, you got to continue to take it a day at a time. I told you earlier today, it's okay to not be okay. It's
Yeah,
okay to struggle at times. It's okay to hurt at times. But you can't change your past. Your past
yeah,
becomes your living testimony. And your past, you share it with people. right? Without being
Yeah.
ashamed of what you've done, without being ashamed of what you did. I was a thief myself. I was addicted to drugs. And I told you what I did myself, ¿verdad? I
Yeah.
would sleep around with men and women for my addiction. I did it because I was lost. All
Yeah.
this that I shared with you and I share it with everyone else, it's because they might have a loved one that's going through this addiction. They might know of a friend, or they might be surrounded by someone who's going through this. And by us sharing it with everyone here, it could be a sign of faith. You know what? They were able to survive. They were able to overcome it. Why now
Yeah.
it's my turn to see my loved one to be able to overcome it. We give them the sign of having faith and to believe in God that there's more to this, right?
Yeah.
And now your story is being heard, which is great.
Yeah. Like I was I was in a very terrible toxic relationship. Um it started off, you know, we were friends and we got along really well. He was funny, but he would do he would do like different type of drugs that I did, and to me, a little cocaine is nothing compared to him doing heroin, and I met him, and when I learned what I've learned in prison is that I used to be a people person, a people pleaser. I wanted to please everybody. I wanted to make sure everybody was happy with me so that way I could feel happy. So he introduced me to heroin and the needle, and I was stuck on it. And, he beat me and made me feel like if I was nobody, and made me feel like nobody would ever want me. He broke my nose and my cheekbone, and it was just terrible. And every time we would break up, I would run back to him thinking that I was not good enough for anybody else. And, but it was his narcissistic ways of keeping me trapped with him, keeping me trapped with the drugs, keeping me trapped with the needle, keeping me trapped with his toxic ways. And even when I was in prison, I was so delusional, thinking, oh, when I get out, I'm going to find him and we're going to live together and be happily ever after. And when I came out of prison, I did relapse. I did relapse. I I went back. I went straight to the needle. I went straight to the needle, and I saw my environment the same as it was 2 years ago, and I didn't want that. And then to hear my mom crying and calling all of my friends, everybody I knew, like I put her through so much. Now being sober, I I see the people that I impact. Like when I was an addict, I would just, nobody cares. Nobody cares about me. Look at what I'm going through, and nobody's here to help me because that's what I did to myself. I took myself away from people who loved me, the people who really cared for me, the people who were always there for me. I took myself away from them, and it wasn't worth it. I lost so much time. My grandma just died, and I couldn't be there because I had to pay for the consequences that my previous actions did. And right now I'm sober. I haven't relapsed in 2 months, And I'm trying.
You had said that your family, that you had hurt your family, and you had said that the love. I think at one point, family shows tough love for all of us. I went through the process of learning what love is. Uh, a lot of the doors in my life had closed because of the conditions and the choices that I made, and it took years for me to realize. It took 12 years for me to snap out of this addiction. When my family forgave me, it was tough love for a while because they didn't trust me. They didn't believe in me. And
Yeah,
that's what I explained to you earlier today. Like, your family loves you, your family cares for you, but they're gonna show you this tough love because you gotta prove to yourself and to your family that you're not that same person anymore, right? Because
yeah,
you got to build a trust foundation between you and your family. And I know you're going to get there. And I know you're going to have the support not only of myself, your family, and you have a new family here, which is called the Divos and Divas. We are here to help everyone out. We're here to hear each other out. And some of us, when you're ready to speak up and mention your name, might even reach out to you and might even want to hear you and talk a little bit more about your story, and get to know you in person, even treat you to lunch, or whatever it is. But you have a family who loves you. I met your grandma. I remember that I went and I sang to your grandma in her birthday, Jenny Rivera, which was her favorite artist. I went to your grandma's birthday party. I was invited, and we sang Jenny Rivera to your grandma, a couple of songs, and
mhm.
she was such an amazing and beautiful woman. And
Yeah,
we've
and you know, that's who I inspired to be like. My grandma was so strong. She carried the weight of the world on her shoulders, and she didn't let nothing bring her down. And I asked her for forgiveness, and I told her I was sorry, and I told her that I'm sorry I disappointed her, and she told me that I've never disappointed her, and that she's always loved me.
it's a way that they do love you, and they continue to love you. And I know that I've spoken to your mom, and your mom has not stopped loving you at all. The fact is that when you were in there, I remembered you called, and your mom was telling me, "Oh, my daughter just called," and stuff like that. But it was a way of this communication that you all had and stuff. But I believe that there is love in your family. You are not alone. You need to stop, putting all these boundaries around you. You had mentioned you needed friends. You had mentioned you wanted to socialize a little bit more. Well, you do have
Yeah,
friends, which is us. Well, you do have your family, right? And I explained to you, taking it a step at a time, just taking it a step at a time. Today's one day, tomorrow's another day, tomorrow's a different day. But you can't rush everything in one day to another and expect everything to get resolved. Because even when I changed my life around, it took almost a year or 2 years for my brother Jesse to forgive me. He never stopped loving me, but he was tired of my
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
My brothers were tired of my shit. I had the supporting cast of my
And
brother there.
I think that's why I was in denial. Like I told you earlier, I think that's why I was in denial for so long. Because I didn't have enablers. So I told myself I'm not an addict. I don't steal from my family to go get my drugs. I don't solicit myself to get my drugs. Like I'm not an addict. So I was in denial. And finally realizing that you know I was doing other things. Like I was kicking doors in and robbing places, or you know breaking the law, like the federal laws, to pay for my habit. And just I was just a mean and bitter, ugly person. I was so mean because I didn't have love. And that's where I'm wrong again, because I did have love. It just wasn't from where I wanted it.
Right.
All I wanted was that narcissistic person to love me when he didn't deserve me. I turned away from my family. I moved to Colorado without them knowing. I was so secretive. Like, I was so secretive around them that they could not know anything about me. They didn't know. That's how I've always been. I don't tell anybody my plans. I just do them. But when I do that, I cast myself out from my family. And it's right now it's really weird. It's really weird to get it's really weird to get a footing. Where do I fit in? How do I fit in with my family? They're strangers to me.
But the thing is that there's not strangers to you. You complicate your life when you still want to think about your mistakes. You cannot dwell on your past. Remember, by dwelling on your past, you're only causing more misery on yourself. You're only causing more hurt on yourself. You got to understand that your past is now a living testimony, and I'm sure your family is going to be very proud of you because the person you were back then to the person you are now, to the person you want to be, that's the way you got to look at things. You can't be saying, "I guess you feel bad because you did this, you did that." You cannot live a life of shame. You cannot live a life of hurting and living a life of a miserable life. When you do that to yourself, you're only hurting yourself, and you're going to end up relapsing in life. So
Yeah,
you got to remember that your past, what you did, you're sharing it now with 125 people. You're sharing it with myself. You're sharing it with other people eventually, but it's a living testimony that's going to make you a stronger person. Because let me tell you something, I have supporters here who have lost children because of addictions. Their children have committed suicide because of addictions of drugs. You're a lucky person. I'm a lucky person to be here in this world to continue to share my story. And you're lucky enough to share your story. And there's people out there who have lost a loved one because of overdose. You survived it. I survived it. Now, what is
yeah,
it for us to be? It's for us to share our story, for us to be here and continue to share it and share it and share it. Now you become a role model not only to these people but to other people. And I applaud
yeah.
you for being so brave to calling in the show.
like, like, it's it's not worth going back. After everything I've gained, I don't want to lose it all. Like, I've I gained, like, even I gained a little bit in confidence in myself to tell myself, like, no, it's not worth the risk of hanging out with a certain person. Whereas before, I would have been like, I'm lonely. I need someone next to me right now.
Right.
You know, because that's it's I have to recognize my triggers, and when I'm lonely, I need to fill in that void. You know, and I it's another thing I learned in prison. Just because it's quiet doesn't mean you need to fill in the silence. And I learned to adapt that as in a presence. Just because you're lonely, you don't need to fill in someone in the loneliness. Learn something about yourself while you're lonely. So I would journal a lot, and it helped me get through. I've written a lot, and it helps me get things off my chest. And this, I just want to let go of this pain.
You have to let it go. It's not that I want to, you have to. You have to find yourself. And right now, it's tough love. It's learning how to build yourself. You're going to cry. You're going to get frustrated. It's normal. But at the same time, you got to reflect in life and say, was it worth it losing all this and living that miserable life you were living? That's why you never forget your past, right? You're always going to see it.
Yeah,
and you always want to see the reflection of it and picture yourself being there. Was it worth going to prison? Was it worth, putting needles in yourself, doing heroin? Was it worth stealing? And that will help you avoid the relapsing again. That's the way I've done it, and I'm not perfect either. I when I went through my addiction and I wanted to change, I relapsed at the time like 20 million times. But I
Yeah.
I found I found a relation. I built a relationship with God. I'm not perfect. I fall short of God's glory, but somehow I built a relationship with God, and He has helped me to where I'm at now, and has formed
Yeah.
a lot of love for my friends here, for my family, and has helped me into a better person. And if anybody's out there that's going through an addiction, or has a relative or a son or a brother or a sister going through an addiction, what advice would you give them?
Um, Let them be open to you without judgment. Let them be able to vent and tell you about what's going on in their lives. Because when you feel like you're going through it alone, there's no escape in your head. And that's one of the hardest things for an addict, is that we feel so alone and we can't turn to anybody because they don't understand. Try to understand, try to be understanding. And we, as addicts, we know that y'all love us, and we want to shut ourselves away from y'all because we don't want to hurt you. But if you show us that can you could love me with this addiction that I'm suffering from, but trying to recover from, that that helps a million times.
Right.
Just be understanding.
And I myself, like I told you before, I would never judge a person going through an addiction because I lived it myself. What we need is people, or your family, to be very understanding, and not put that guard up and say, well, why did you do it? Not the questioning, but hearing you out. And
Yeah.
what you're looking forward is them understanding you and hearing you out and say, you know what, we still love you regardless of what you've done. We still support you. We're still here regardless of all your mistakes. And I hope and I pray that that individual out there is listening, and she comprehends, or he comprehends, the whole scenario of this is that it was difficult for you to open up one on one, but it was a lot easier to open up here behind the screen. No one knows who you are. 170 people are listening to your story. But at the end of the day, let me tell you something. You just made an impact in someone's life right now. You probably saved a life right now. Without you not knowing, you're probably saving lives right now. And you're making an impact in people's life, because people here in this platform either have a relative or know of someone who's going through an addiction, and you're making an impact in people's lives. I tell you what, you have my number. You could call me whenever you want, whenever, at whatever
Okay.
time. I'm here for you.
Okay. Thank you.
And if you need anything after the show, you could call me, and maybe I could go visit you, or yeah, maybe I could make time right now and go visit you, and we meet in person, and get to know you in person, and we take it from there. I wanna
Okay.
tell you that we're all here for you. We're all here for you. Your family's here for you as well. And if you ever need anything, reach out to me. And I did hear certain things that you were struggling with some clothing and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I want to do a barbecue sell plate to help you out. I want to help you out. Maybe your family could organize a barbecue plate sell, and I'll be able to help you sell the tickets here.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So I'll be able to figure out a way. We've helped other people here. We've helped a friend of ours named Crystal who's going through breast cancer. We've helped Carmen Escamilla here who's going through leukemia. We've helped a lot of people out here without expecting nothing in return. So I hope you go back and watch our lives and you read the comments. A lot of positive
Yeah.
comments towards you. But you and I will continue to talk, and I will help you organize an event to help you sew your barbecue plates or whatever we come up
Okay.
with. So you're not alone. It's gonna take time. Remember that. I will call you as soon as the show's over. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. God bless you, girl.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Likewise.
Bye bye. So, guys, this was a silent viewer that we had that decided to call our show. I know as I was talking to you guys right now, um, press to the caller and I will, from addictions, will correction. A lot of times I know I can count on you all for emotional support. You got this caller. A lot of positive thoughts and prayers go your way. Um, she needs a supporting group that can help her. That is not for her social media. Um, I know Anna texts me right now, guys. I was seeing the live right now, or I was talking, and I said if she could call into the show. Uh, can we just donate money to her since she is a silent viewer plate so will expose her? Let's all just send her money, guys. We could do that, but I don't know if we could put her cash app out there because it's anonymous. So if you all want to send her anything, you could do it through me. I will text her. Let me ask her real quick, guys, if it's okay with her before anything else. Hold on. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, so they're telling me right now, my supporters are telling me right now that it's best not to do a barbecue sale because if you do have a cash app, it might have your picture, it might put you out there. And they're saying mejor if it's okay to raise up some money. But I was going to ask you first, is it okay to put my cash app and then I send it directly to you?
Yeah, you can send it to my mom's cash app because I don't have a cash app right now.
Okay, okay, we could do that. But at the same time, I don't want to put your mom out there because everybody knows who she is here too. So she
Okay.
is part of our group, and we do have certain pages or people that dislike us. So I'll just put mine, and then I send it directly to your mom. How about
Yes.
that? Okay. They
Yes. Sounds
text
good.
me the shoe size you wear, the shirts, the shorts, or pant size, because we're willing to help you out, and we're willing to. I have a private page where it says Devos and Divas, which is private. None of the other people that are aware or that's like us have access to that page. I sent you the link already. You send me whatever you wear, whatever sizes you wear. I'm gonna post it out there, and if people do have any type of clothes that's new, semi-new, or whatnot, I'll go ahead and pick it up and I'll take it directly towards you. So we're gonna keep your private, your information private because I do have certain people that dislike me, and I don't want you to be caught up in the mess. So I will keep your mom's cash app private as well. If anybody would like to donate, my cash app is there, guys, and everybody knows it here. So I'll keep you posted at the end of the show. I'll call you. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Hang in there, and I will call you as soon as I'm done. Okay?
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Bye-bye. So, guys, you guys know my Cash App. If you good guys would like to donate, she just got out of prison not too long ago. She did admit she had relapsed once. She's been clean for 2 months. She is struggling with shoes. She is struggling to get pants, shirts, and I'm asking you guys from the bottom of my heart that if you all want to help this individual out, you could cash at me at Hyman 5200 and I will send the money directly to the mother. The mother is one of our divas and divos. She's been a very strong supporter of us. She's been a follower since La Rosada, guys. I'm not going to mention her name, I'll get the I'm gonna put it on the private page, the size of shorts and pants. I'll do that right now. Try sending Cash App. Cash App is down. That's right. The network wasn't working. Uh, I tried doing it myself right now. It didn't work. I used Zelle. I used Zelle to help somebody out earlier today. Uh, Great show. Thank you. If you guys have Zelle, you could do it to 956-474-4545. Guys, we are 136 people. If everybody sends $2, it'll be great to help this individual out. I'm not gonna let her off the hook, guys. I'm gonna consistently call her, text her, reach out to her. I'm gonna post everything on the private page. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do, Brenda. That's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna, as soon as we're done with the live, she is part of the private page. The mom's part of the private page, but I'm gonna post it anonymously to be able to, you know, keep their identity safe. How did I join for the private page? I think you're already in there, Crystal. I think you're in there. If not, text me and I'll send you the link. I only at Jaime, do you attend meetings? Can you direct her? Sasha, I do not attend meetings because I did go to Double A. When I went to Double A and I went to different rehabs, they had meetings there, and I realized that those meetings weren't for me. Everyone will cope, and people would change differently. I never attended Double A. I lived in an environment of Double A, right? And it was in Torreon, Coahuila, and we had the meetings there. But I felt those meetings were not for me because I'm a very transparent person. I don't hold it in too long before I spit it all out. It's just Jaime to add you. Brenda, okay, thanks. Jaime sent me the link. I'll send the link, guys, but it has to be a real profile. Por favor. It's not that I don't trust people, but I just want to keep it as real profiles there. I do have Medusa in there, but Medusa's, great. Do we put on the memo silent viewer? Yes, on the memo. If you're gonna Cash App or if you're gonna Zelle, puts for silent viewer, or in the memo just put that silent viewer, whatnot. Reverse silent viewer caller. Um, I don't want these to get messed up. Let me see if my Cash App is working. I know the Cash App was down. I read. Hold on, guys. Something about network. All right. Cash App is working already, guys. I already sent $1. It is working. It's up again. I want to send you all a little something also, because I want to send you all a little some Rubio. Well, then you have my physical address. I believe you have my physical address, so you are not in the group. Just check. Let's help out the silent viewer. I can't wait for Jaime to have a meet and greet. That would be great for us. I am gonna have a greet and meet, guys. I'm gonna have a greet and meet pretty soon on my birthday, which is August 12th. On my way, Jaime sending in Cash App. Cash App is working already, guys. I just checked the network. It's working right now. Uh, on my phone, I don't know. Certain people might not be working. Meet and greet. Network 500 error and something like that. Chastly. But if it's working, great. If it's not, well, I'm sorry, guys. We tried our best. Meet and greet at McDonald's. No, 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 no. Not at McDonald's. But was Anna going to call or for another line? Anna, okay, going back to that. Anna wanted to call, guys. Anna wanted to call the show. She did place that out there. She reached out to me with personal things that have been going on in her household. And I'm very nice, guys. Like, she texted me, "Can I call you?" And I said yes. I was tied up, and I heard her conversation. I gave her advice. That's all I could do, guys. Uh for her and I to be friends again, associate like that again, the way it was before. No, I can't. I could hear you out. I could give you advice. I'm a very nice person, but other than that, I can't hang out with you. I can't have you on my show. I can't do any of that. But you are more than welcome to call in. And if she calls in, guys, just respect her and hear her out. I know some of y'all might not believe her story. Some of y'all might had issues, but just give her the benefit of the doubt and hear her out, guys, and that's it. Anna, if you're still here with us, you could call in. Crystal message time and then can search under the crystal Anna and the divas and divas don't mix. Correct. I respect and I hear her out. Brenda, okay, I will. No backies, Jaime. There is no such thing as backies. I am not accepting her back. She called for advice and I gave her the advice. That was it. It's not like if I'm calling her, texting her, associating with her, hanging out with her. No. Um, Hello,
Jaime.
Mandana.
um, First of all, awesome show.
Thank you.
It's all the signs today. I don't know if you saw. Flo had a live this morning about taking care of our elderly,
Hmm.
and it touched me because of everything that I'm going through right now. That person really touched me. Um, and I wanted to talk a little bit about living with somebody that's an addict that you love so much. It's
Right.
hard. It is very hard. And I was listening to what she was saying, and I asked you earlier today, like, so that the advice you gave me. I asked you, is that tough love? And you said yes. And it's hard because I really love this person, and having to do something like that, it's hard, but it's breaking because it's tearing my family apart. Ya, ya no dormemos. It's really hurt our family. I mean, we now I know what you were saying, that your family would tell you, like they would hide their stuff, their valuables. Now I understand what you meant with that because I am going through that. Look at me, I can't leave my house, because I'm thinking if I come back, if something's gonna be missing, is something gonna be? And no, the PlayStation is still at my house. Nobody has taken it because ahorita ya van a empezar a poner que ya lo empeñé o lo vendí o lo que sea. But it's hard. It's hard living with somebody going through an addiction. And like you told me, you can't help, and eso ya lo tengo. I have it like
You can't
so
help
long.
you can't help someone that doesn't want to
That
help
doesn't
themselves.
want
It's like you can,
exactly.
you know, and I gave you the advice because the advice is for everyone. I mean, I know you explained to me what was going on with someone, and I told you that there is hope and there is faith. It's the fact is that it's when the person wants to change, and that's it.
So we just wait and see.
You got to pray for that person. You got to pray for that person, and you got to
I
understand.
have, I I have prayed so much. I have cried so much. And that person is fine for a little bit. And then he comes and it's like 2 times worse than when he was before.
Right.
And like we were talking earlier, to also, like, he has a lot of enablers. And yes, that's one of them. It's just like we're tired. Yeah. And then I feel like if I give up on him and something happens, I don't think I'll be able to live with myself.
I reached out to your mom, Anna, and to see what was going on, verdad? She told me everything was okay.
Yeah, because she's in the denial.
I texted her and asked her, is everything okay with the family? She said yes.
Yep. And she's always gonna say that because she's the biggest enabler.
Pero está bueno, Ana. We're I'm here to give you advice. I was
I know. Thank
and
you so much, and I appreciate that. And say thank you. I know things will never, never be the same. Nos hemos hecho tanto daño, but I really appreciate
but let me
that
tell you
cuando
something,
tú
Ana.
and
I don't hold nothing against you.
I know, yo
I
tampoco.
don't hold anything against you. At the end of the day, I respect what my viewers and my divos, and silent viewers want, and they got fed up with the same BS over and over again. So if it comes down to making a decision, what am I
Yeah,
gonna
and you're
do?
making a decision.
And my decision is that to stay away. But you could call me if you need anything, as in
I
advice
know.
or anything.
Thank you.
I'm here to hear you out.
Thank you.
But I want to thank you for calling, Anna. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. And also, so God
Thank you.
bless you.
God bless you.
Mm.
Jaime never did anything to Anna. You hurt him. And professional help, period. Crystal, you're gonna be prayers for whatever is going on in her life. Chaos. Another note, my baby grandson will graduate tomorrow and ready for UTSA. Guys, so Cash App is working, guys. Let's not lose focus on what we're here for. We're here to help this anonymous caller, this silent viewer, guys. Por favor. You guys were the one who said no plate sale. We are 129 people. If you all want to help out, great. If you don't, I totally understand. Sometimes se puede, sometimes no se puede. Chicken noodles. Congratulations, Mary. That's right. She said harm on herself and nobody did. But guys, I want to thank everybody that was here with me tonight. God bless you. Dios me los bendiga. Hasta mañana. I love you guys.